Hello everyone, welcome to Academy of Civil Services. Let us discuss today one of the most important current discussion recently, that is the National Investigation Agency Amendment Act, NIA Amendment Act. All of you must have heard of NIA, and NIA it is the one of the most premier investigation agency under the central government of India. Most of the time you may have heard of NIA when there is an act related to national security and integrity. Some terrorist activities, if it happens, National Investigation Agency will come down to investigate those cases. And in 2019, certain amendments were passed by the Parliament of India for giving more power to National Investigation Agency, that is known as NIA Amendment Act 2019. All of you must be remembering the 2008 Mumbai terror attack, and that is simply known as the 26/11 attack. After that terrific terror attack on the soil of India, we thought that we should have a higher level investigative authority to investigate the cases related to terrorism. And that is why, for investigating the high profile cases, highly relevant cases and important cases for the national security of India, we established a new investigating agency in 2008 that is known as the National Investigation Agency, or simply we call that as NIA. Then NIA and their duty was investigating, that is a premier investigation agency under central government of India, and their duty is to investigate those cases which are scheduled for them. In the NIA Act, there is a schedule of the cases which can be investigated by NIA, and NIA can investigate only those cases which are scheduled in the schedule of NIA. Then the historic background is that, and it was established after the notorious 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. And NIA, as far as I told you, NIA has a high power, and NIA can investigate any case in any part of India, and can even register a case inside a territory, inside any territory or any part of Indian territory, inside a state, without the permission of the state government. Then for NIA to enter the state and arrest a person who is suspected to be involving in some terrorist activity or any activity affecting the national security, they don't need the permission of the state government or the state police. There is no need of permission. Then NIA has the superpower to investigate any case in any part of India. This is the introduction about the NIA. Now we are going to discuss more the Amendment Act which has been passed to the NIA Act 2008 in 2019. We can see why the amendment was required, and there is a background reason why the amendment was required, because in the original NIA Act there were a lot of limitations for NIA, and NIA has been given lot of powers. At the same time, NIA had a lot of limitations also. To overcome these limitations, we have passed a new NIA Amendment Act 2019. We can see what were the earlier restrictions on NIA. As I told you earlier, National Investigation Agency can investigate only those offences which are listed in the Act schedule. The schedule of the Act, there is a schedule of offences as listed in the NIA Act 2008. NIA can investigate only those cases which are listed in the schedule of the NIA. Then some other cases comes up. For example, an extraordinary murder case, or a rape case, or a human trafficking case, money laundering case. These things were not coming under the scheduled cases for NIA. NIA can investigate only those cases which involves certain amount of terrorism, or which has some threat for the national security of India and integrity of India. Then many cases were outside the schedule of NIA. There was a demand from the National Investigation Agency that the powers of NIA should be expanded into some other serious offences also. For example, human trafficking, and international human trafficking is a major threat for Indian security, and money laundering, cyber terrorism, And these things, because these things are the newly coming up activities of terrorism, or newly coming up activities which were not much discussed when we made the NIA Act in 2008. Then there was a demand for bringing more offences under the scheduled offences which can be investigated by NIA. Next one is that there was a geographic limitation for NIA. NIA can investigate a case only inside India. Any offense which happens outside India could not be investigated by the National Investigation Agency. That is why this act, the 2019 Act, was passed for giving more power to NIA by designating NIA as an authority to investigate cases of terrorism which happens outside India. If some Indian citizens are involved, or if it is an activity planned against India, then NIA can take up the investigation in these cases. After the amendment, we'll come to that in detail. I'm talking about the limitations which we wanted to remove through the NIA Amendment Act. And next one is that it was for this purpose, and we have brought this amendment in the Parliament of India. Now we can see what are the major amendments. And major amendments, as I told you earlier, the scope of cases which can be investigated by National Investigation Agency has been expanded. Earlier, National Investigation Agency had the power to investigate only those cases which are listed in its schedule, or which are scheduled in the Act, and they were the cases related to Atomic Energy Act. If there is any case related to Atomic Energy Act 1962, violation of Atomic Energy Act 1962, or the cases under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967, UAPA. To know more about the UAPA, you can watch our previous video on the UAPA Amendment Act 2019. Then these two were the major cases related. Any case under Atomic Energy Act 1962 and UAPA Act 1967 was coming under the purview of NIA. Now we have expanded that into cases related to human trafficking can be investigated by NIA, offences related to counterfeit currency or the fake currency, and offences related to manufacture and sale of the prohibited arms, and cyber terrorism offences. All these offences related to Explosive Substances Act 1908, all these acts have been brought under the purview of NIA. Now National Investigation Agency can investigate these cases as well, and the schedule has been expanded. Then NIA has been given more power through this Amendment Act in 2019. Next one is that geographic area or area of jurisdiction. As I told you earlier, in the earlier act, in the original act, NIA had the jurisdiction on any case inside the geographic territory of India. Now, in accordance with the international treaties and laws, and the NIA can charge the cases. NIA will have the power to investigate the scheduled offences committed outside India also, and subject to the international treaties and domestic laws. They cannot violate any international treaty or any Indian law. Without violating any Indian law or any international agreement India has signed, they can investigate the offences which happen outside India as well. And for this purpose, NIA has to be directed by the Union Government of India. They cannot suo motu take the case. They have to wait for a direction or an instruction from the Central Government of India to take up any offense which happened outside India. Now next one is that another amendment was about NIA courts, National Investigation Agency courts, and there is a NIA court, special court in Delhi, and have the jurisdiction over all these cases. And the special NIA court in Delhi will have the jurisdiction on all the cases which are under the schedule of the cases in the NIA Act at present after the amendment. Another thing is that earlier NIA had a special power, and special NIA court, NIA Act 2008 allowed to establish special NIA courts by the Central Government of India. Then Central Government of India can constitute special NIA court to adjudicate the cases which are being investigated by NIA according to 2008 Act I am talking. Presently, then if there is a case which is going to be taken up by NIA or which is being investigated by NIA in a particular place, at that place central government had the power to establish a special court for NIA. Now the 2019 Amendment Act has given the power to declare a sessions court. Then NIA or the central government of India can declare a sessions court in any part of the country, and if there is a case which is being investigated by NIA in Kolkata, then a sessions court in Kolkata can be declared as a special NIA court. Then instead of establishing a new special NIA court, the functioning sessions court can be converted into an NIA court, then can designate a sessions court as the special courts for the trial of NIA cases or the scheduled cases offences for NIA. Then while fixing a sessions court as a NIA court, the central government of India can do that only in consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court, or only in consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court under which the sessions courts comes up. For example, if it is in West Bengal comes under the Calcutta High Court, then central government of India can convert a sessions court as an NIA court with the permission of the Calcutta High Court. Then after consultation with the High Court, under which the jurisdiction of this special sessions court comes in, then this is the power of new power, that is, instead of establishing new NIA court, existing sessions court can be converted as NIA court in consultation with the High Court, under which jurisdiction the special sessions court functions. Now another one more important thing is that is, and if more than one sessions court, for example in a particular state or under Calcutta High Court, more than one sessions court has been converted or has been designated as the NIA special court, the senior most judge of the sessions court will distribute the judges. And for example 3-4 or 4-5 NIA court has been and sessions court have been converted into NIA courts, then how the judges will be distributed between these 4-5, and out of the judges of the sessions court, whoever is the senior most person, he will be in charge of distributing the judges into all the 5 NIA courts at present, which are earlier sessions court converted into the NIA court. Same way, state government also, if state government has requested the NIA to take up some cases from the particular state, state government has also the power to designate some special sessions court as the special court for adjudicating or for the special courts for the trial of scheduled offences under the NIA Act. Then the special courts, establishing a new special court system has been abolished. Now the existing sessions courts can be converted either by central government or by the state government as a special NIA court, or can be designated as a special NIA court in consultation with the Chief Justice of the concerned High Court. And these are the major amendments introduced by National Investigation Agency Amendment Act 2019. We will continue our current affairs session, and almost all major important topics from every part of the UPSC syllabus we will discuss in this series of current affairs. Now we are discussing the Indian polity. After finishing that, we will go for, or in between also we'll go for the Indian economy or ecology, environment, science and technology. All current affairs will be discussed through this channel. If you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe, and you will get the notification if you press the bell icon as well. Thank you for listening. We will meet again next day. Best of luck from Academy of Civil Services.